Hey, what's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here, and today we're going to take a look at Thanos Rising #1, the first issue of a five book run that Marvel is doing with Thanos. It is an origin story, so they are going to be kind of showing Thanos at his youngest, and in this case, they do show him at birth. So the issue came out today, which is April 3rd, 2013, and I have two different copies of the first issue. Of course, the only difference is the cover. The issue on the left is the standard version of the book that you'll be finding everywhere, and the issue on the right is one of the variants. I got mine at That's Entertainment in Worcester, and they had another variant that was just a plain white cover, but that really doesn't do anything for me. So I'm not normally into the kind of child baby covers for variants that they've been doing lately, but I did jump on this one just because it kind of makes sense. It just makes sense that he's a kid in the book, he's a child in the book, and it kind of looks cool. I have a soft spot for Thanos. I don't know how or why it happened. Well, actually, I guess I should take that back. I do know how and why it happened. I have gotten a lot of exposure to him through Nova, surprisingly, because you would have never really thought of him as kind of a Nova, adversary until recently. And the Thanos Imperative book, which is behind these two, kind of keeping him held up, Nova, Star-Lord, and Thanos at the end of the book, spoiler alert, fast forward like 20 seconds, are thought to be dead, and apparently they're not, because we've seen Star-Lord obviously back, Peter Quill with the new Guardians of the Galaxy #1, which you may have seen me review the other day. And, Thanos, this is not the first time we've seen him since then. There's one of the Avenger books they've got going right now, basically shows Marvel's Illuminati with, Iron Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Black Bolt, and Namor. I don't know if I said Namor yet. And I guess Beast now. They were like the Illuminati. That's what they were called kind of before. And now they're just part of an Avengers book where they're... Anyway, in any event, there is a section, and again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, there's a section where they brought together the Infinity Gems to kind of try to reform the Infinity Gauntlet, and they showed Thanos in that book kind of recognizing that, hey, the Infinity Gauntlet's out there. So at that point, it got on my radar that they were going to be bringing Thanos back, and that's when I started to get a little agitated because I am such a big Nova fan, as I've kind of said on many occasions, and I'm just hoping. I was hoping in a way, and I understand why they didn't. I was hoping in a way that we would figure out what happened at the end of that Thanos Imperative, but we don't, and that's fine. There's really not a whole lot you can do about that, because this is an origin story. So the book shows off Thanos at birth, and through I don't know if it's grammar school or if it's middle school or what it's supposed to be, but in any event, he is definitely at a younger age. I'm actually on my iPad trying to see if I can find there we go. Alright, so this is going to be a little challenging because obviously the iPad has some brightness to it, but as you can kind of see up in the corner terribly that it shows him on Titan. It says they wanted to be together, the Infinity Gauntlet, and then it shows the Watcher on the moon. It shows Galactus, it shows Titan, Thanos. So that was kind of the first time we saw Thanos back. I should have been more prepared for this, but I'm not. Whatever. That's the first time they showed Thanos back since the end of the Thanos Imperative. And now, I'm going to do my best with this, because I only have 2 hands. Now with the Thanos Imperative, I'm sorry, with the new Thanos Rising book, there's, it kind of shows him coming back to a broken down Titan, and there he is. I guess theoretically this could be anywhere in the timeline, but Marvel is so big about Marvel Now, and it kind of does have that Marvel Now logo right on the top. They're so big about trying to make sure that everybody understands when they see that logo that it means it's something where you can kind of jump right in and kind of figure it out. I'm trying my best to position the book so you can see it. It's a little challenging, as I stated, to keep it up and doing what I want to do. So right here where I'm kind of pointing, this is Thanos at birth, and obviously, as you can see, his mom's holding him, and she's a little on the shock side. She tries to kill him. I don't want to go into too many spoilers on this book. I'd really like you to be able to go buy it on your own and read it and enjoy it. But that's kind of like right from birth, they saw death in his eyes. That's her thing. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, so I'm just going to kind of flip through here. This you can kind of see Thanos as a child. There he is visiting his mom. I'll let you guys read the book to figure out why he has to visit her. Shows him, in classes doing, science class. He's always been a, science, had a fascination with science. And there is, if I can get the glare right, a little sneak peek at issue number 2. So I can redeem my free digital copy. And I'll tell you what, wait, I don't want to pull that sticker off. Is there a code there? Hold on, let me see. Peel here to reveal. Alright, so here is my gift to you, my viewers. The first person to go onto their iOS device. I can bring it into focus. Sorry, I'm trying not to ruin the book and bring this into focus and hold it so that you can see it. And it's just flat out not cooperating. Let's try this. Alright, there we go. So there's the code for my free digital issue. If you would like to go ahead and snag it, be the first one to go to your iOS device and download it. And you're welcome. Just please let me know in the comments that you were able to redeem it, so that not everybody else is trying to do the same thing. A little gift to my readers, so, or my followers, my watchers, whatever you want to call yourselves. So yeah, there's Thanos as a child. Like I said, he's not quite grammar school here. I think he's more like middle school age. I don't think he's high school. But in any event, apparently his father is a big scientist on Titan. And yeah, so it's interesting. It's an interesting book. That was fairly awkward, but nonetheless, I think you guys all understand I'm doing my best here. So I really enjoyed the book. I'm looking forward to the next 4 issues. It was good stuff. I think great writing. Artwork is really cool. It was a little bit to adjust to the way that, Bianchi draws Thanos. A lot of different artists try to, kind of make the character their own in a way. And he was pretty true to the way Thanos usually looks. The face was a little off, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's close enough. I think that usually I think his face was a little skinnier than I'm used to. As an adult, I should say. As a child, I mean, I don't think it really matters. We don't really know what he looks like as a child. It's interesting seeing Thanos from that perspective, as a child, as a kid, and seeing that, his mom kind of foresaw what he would become, and others do. There is a female influence, his age, one of his classmates, that I'm interested to see who that's going to end up being to Thanos. I'm only assuming that's going to be, his Lady Death. That's a prediction on my end. So I like the idea of a bad guy having his own book. I'd like to see it happen more often. I know that they've done it a little bit with the Dark Avengers, where Norman Osborn was running the Avengers, and all of his baddies with him. But there really aren't many books out there where the bad guy is the central figure. I don't think it's a big deal if at the end of the book, you've got them kind of regrouping and trying to figure out what they're going to do next time. I think that's kind of cool, seeing it from that perspective. This makes... And the video stopped, so I apologize for the delay in the action and the awkward transition, but I don't even know where it cut me off, but whatever. I'm just going to keep going from where I thought it left off, and that was me talking about how not many of these companies show the story from the bad guy perspective, and I just think it's cool. I mean, it's an origin story, so it makes sense. It shows us how Thanos got to be who he is. Thanos is obviously a very big priority for Marvel, with him being in the Avengers. That's why I'm a little surprised they went with the Thanos imperative when they did, where they kind of killed him off and had to kind of now bring him back. I was hoping that, and maybe I should have done more research, which shouldn't be difficult considering I get press releases from Marvel. I was kind of hoping we would kind of get an answer for, where exactly, Nova is at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen with this story. This is very clearly going to be simply a Thanos, a Thanos origin story, which is fine. I think a lot of fans, I have to imagine, are pretty excited to kind of figure out who he is and where he came from and how he got to be who he is. And they're going to do a really good job of showing that. They already have with the first issue. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. And I really hope that everybody goes out and checks this out. If for anything, just to encourage Marvel to keep focusing on this type of a book, to show off, a great character that a lot of people are going to like and hate and all that good stuff. And, we'll see what happens from here. Like I was starting to say before, I'd like to see more books like this. I'd love to see, after this book is over, them just having Thanos #1 and doing a story about Thanos and what he's up to, what he's trying to do, showing him where everybody's coming after him to stop him. It's a great opportunity to bring in other characters, whether it's the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Avengers, or if you have to tie it in with that little boy, Sam Alexander Nova, however you want to do it, or, more importantly, let's bring back Rich Rider. I really think it's a great character that they can focus on. Loki would be another character like that, where he could probably have his own book. depending on what they're doing with Norman Osborn at this point, I'd like to see a Green Goblin book. I mean, I don't know if they've ever had one, but these are characters that I think you could make it work with, that are bad guys that people want to know more about. I think, like, from DC, their perspective, Atrocitus with the Red Lanterns, he has his own book. They kind of show him. They kind of show him almost as an anti-hero of sorts, where he's got those conflicts between his past and his current. But that's a guy who. And I guess it's kind of about the rest of the Red Lanterns too, but that's a book that kind of focuses on, the bad guys per se. I think it's a great concept, and I'd like to see more of it. So, in any event, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching another one of my comic videos. I think I was able to confirm that I'm just not going to be able to do this digitally with the iPad. It's just too bright, and it's just not going to work out. That's how I read a lot of my comics at this point. I'm not a big single issue guy. I really prefer graphic novels, and it's hard to do these type of reviews and commentaries and not be current, because graphic novels obviously come out well after the whole story is run and people have kind of moved on. So I'm going to pick my battles. I'll pick up certain books here and there. I don't like having huge stacks of them, and the collector in me is going to want to say, hey, I got this book, I should get all of the books, and I don't want to. I love comics and everything, I don't have room for this huge massive stock of single books, and I know that's a lot of people are into that, my brother especially. I mean, I can't even tell you how many mountains of comic boxes he has. And in a way, I wish he wasn't in Florida, because then I could just say, hey, bring me this book, and I want to do a little video, and I could. But we'll figure it out. I really enjoy this. I really enjoyed the reaction I got to the Guardians of the Galaxy one that I did, that you can probably see in the comments below, or the description below. I'll link it there. So I'm going to try to do these a little bit more often, maybe one a week, if I can, if there's an interesting enough book. But for now, I'm Jay Shockblast. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you think of Thanos Rising #1, if you've bought it. Tell me if you think this encourages you to go get it. Tell me what you think of Thanos as a character and what you would like to see out of him. We're going to see lots of him with the Guardians movie and with Avengers 2 and all that. So, big things ahead for Thanos, and great book. Enjoyed it. And if you're curious, yes, that is product placement over here on the right. That is the new Killswitch Engage album. Disarm the Descent. Disarm the Descent. Amazing album. Do yourself a favor if you're into that type of music. Go ahead and pick it up. But enough about that. Thanos Rising #1. It's in stores now. April 3rd, 2013. Enjoy.